All right, let's dive into the beautiful, maddening chaos of a recent Barcelona match. But we're going to do it through the eyes of one super passionate fan. This isn't just about the score. Oh no, this is a tactical breakdown of a team that is just living on the absolute edge. So let's get into what made this game so wonderfully insane.
To really get a feel for the sheer bedlam of this game, you just have to hear how the fan who wrote this analysis put it. I mean, they're saying that literally anything could have happened, and it would have felt totally normal. That's the level of pure, uncut unpredictability we're talking about here.
So what did all this chaos actually look like on the pitch? Well, the fan describes it not as bad football, but as pure football. You know, a complete slugfest, end-to-end, where tactics and control were basically thrown out the window for just pure, unfiltered action. And yeah, this scoreline pretty much says it all, doesn't it? The game was a total seesaw. Just when you thought one team had a grip on it, nope, the other would snatch it right back. It was relentless, a back-and-forth battle that really defined the entire 90 minutes.
Okay, so where does all this beautiful mayhem even come from? Well, according to this fan, you can trace it right back to one source, the manager, Hansi Flick, at a press conference that just laid his rigid philosophy bare for everyone to see.
And this is the heart of the matter. Flick just flat out said it. I will not change the philosophy. For him, Barcelona has to be about front foot, courageous, attacking football. He'd much rather win a 4-3 thriller than grind out some boring 2-0 victory. This is the hill he has decided to die on.
This chart just perfectly illustrates the fans' take on Flick's mindset. Plan A is all-out attack, go for the win, no matter how chaotic. And Plan B? Well, the argument is that Flick either doesn't have one or he thinks any other plan would be even worse than what we're seeing now. So he just sticks to what he knows, for better or for worse.
But look, Flick isn't blind to the problems. He has his reasons. First, he points to injuries, basically saying the players who can really make his system work just aren't available. Second, his high-octane style needs an intensity that the current squad just can't seem to muster. And third, and this is the real shocker, his players already look exhausted, and it's only November.
So, how does this whole rigid philosophy actually affect the players on the field? The fan argues you can see it all wrapped up in one person, the young superstar, Lamine Yamal, who is carrying a huge weight on his shoulders right now.
According to the fan, this one number tells the entire story. A staggering 90% of Barcelona's attack flowed directly through Yamal. And what's really wild is that he's doing this while not even being fully fit. That is a massive, totally unsustainable burden for any player, let alone a kid.
Yeah, this massive dependency has actually forced his game to evolve. He's always been the creator, right? The one driving the ball forward. But now, because his teammates aren't finishing the chances he's making, he's starting to realize he has to be the one to score the goals too.
And you can just imagine, this is the question Yamal's asking himself out there. Who am I creating for? You can make chance after chance, but if nobody's there to put the ball in the net, what's the point? It's a frustration that's basically pushing him to become a goal scorer out of pure necessity.
Okay, let's zoom out from the individual for a second and look at the whole system. The fan identifies the team's press, the absolute heart of Flick's football, as completely and utterly broken.
I absolutely love this analogy from the fan. It just nails the problem. A press has to be a full team, 100% commitment. A half press, where some players go and others hang back, isn't just ineffective, it is a complete disaster. And that is exactly what's happening to Barcelona.
And this right here leads to the central tactical problem that is just plaguing the team. With this disjointed press, opponents are finding acres and acres of space right in the heart of the pitch. So how does this keep happening?
Well, it's a domino effect. It starts up top, when the forwards don't press hard enough. The midfielders see this, get frustrated, and push up to try and help. But that leaves a huge gap behind them. And suddenly, the defense is totally exposed, forced to drop deep instead of holding that high line.
And this slide shows you the consequences in real time. The fan breaks down one of the goals they conceded as just a laundry list of errors. It starts with a bad corner kick, but then they fail to win the ball back once it's cleared. That's the second ball. Then they lose the next duel, the third ball. And after all that, the whole team just switches off. A total lack of composure and defensive fight.
So all of these issues, the rigid philosophy, the burden on Yamal, the broken system, it all leads us to the final critical question, the search for some kind of balance. And you can see here how it all connects in this vicious cycle. The players are exhausted, which leads to a press that doesn't work. That broken press leaves huge gaps for the other team.
To try and compensate, the attack becomes over-reliant on just one guy, and all the while, the manager's rigid philosophy prevents any real adjustment. Every single problem just feeds the next one.
And what's kind of chilling is that the fans' takeaway from the manager's press conference is that Flick isn't really even interested in finding that balance. He seems totally committed to his all-out attacking style and is willing to just ride out the storm, believing that once his key players are back, the system will magically fix itself.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question that this fan is posing. You have a system that is designed for high-intensity, all-out attack, but you have a team that's too tired to actually do it and is missing its most important players. Can this beautiful chaos possibly be sustainable, or is it just a recipe for burning out? Based on this analysis, the answer is far from certain.